Welcome back again, guys, to the channel. Today I've been putting this video off for a long time. I wanted to showcase this amp, which is a 1967 Deluxe Reverb Amp. It's the one of the old Blackface 60s amps, a treasured amp these days. This one is in museum condition. It's the cleanest one I could find. I found it in Canada, and that's where I'm from, by the way. Rarely do these amps come up in Canada, especially in this condition. But I made a few changes to it, and I changed the original Oxford speaker out. I wanted to preserve the speaker. It's in the closet right now, but I don't want to blow that speaker up, just so I can keep the originality of the amp. One of these days, I'm probably going to sell this amp. I'm not going to own it forever. I'd like to think I'm going to own it forever, but we all know the difference of that. So right now I guess I'm just a guy looking after this amp until the next guy gets it. And it hasn't been gigged yet. I don't know much about the history of the amp other than bought it from a guy that was selling it for another guy, one of his friends, I guess. This guy owned a music store in Ontario. I contacted the guy and we made a deal. I got it for a really good deal, I think. I did change out the speaker to Alessandro GAS64. I had the filter caps replaced. This is stuff that you need to do with these old amps. So apparently the amp is good for another 20 years now. Oh, and I changed the screen and grid resistors out and got rid of the death cap, they call it. So it has a 3-prong plug now. This amp's going on 60 years old almost now, and I think it sounds terrific. So let's hear what this amp sounds like. So it's a kind of a weird way to record this amp, sitting right on top of it here, but I'm trying to showcase this to you guys in the simplest way possible. I got these earplugs in because I have the amp on 4, treble on 5, bass on 3, reverb on 4, 3 or 4. That's where I usually run it. It's kind of loud in this room. That's why I don't use it much. Just for recording purposes for a few minutes. I got earplugs in. We'll see how it goes. So let's dig into it. Turn the reverb back to 3. Had a delay on Brigadier Strymon. I got that turned off now, so let's hear it again, clean. Turn on a Vemurum Shanks ODS1. Put the gain back a bit. See what that sounds like. Get rid of these things. that's what almost 60-year-old amp sounds like. I know it's not going to come through on this mic what it sounds like in this room, but it's I've had a few deluxe reverb amps. This one is the best I've ever owned and heard, and I haven't heard too many old ones like this in person, but when this one came along, I had to have it. So it's a gift to myself last year, and I'm going to preserve it the best I can. It basically looks like a brand new one. I'll show a few close-ups of the amp. It's got a few little tiny pin, top of a pin, like marks on it. The Telecaster is in mint condition. Other than that, most of it's on the bottom of the amp. I guess that's from carting it around over the years. But whoever had this amp didn't use it a whole lot. You could tell. I got a blue jewel light that I'm gonna put in here. This is the old one, but I kind of like that blue look. I might change that out and just put this away so I don't lose it. The aux box is sitting on top of it. I don't use it with this amp. I usually use the aux box with my other Wizard amps. And over here is a 1967 Super Reverb amp, and that one also is in mint condition for the year. It's a 1967. The grill cloth is a little darker on this one. I guess maybe it got used in a smoke environment, I'm not sure. But this one's a few shades lighter. It's pretty much the day it came out of the shop, this one is. That one, a little darker, grill cloth, all original speakers. Only thing's been changed are the filter caps, which need to be changed out after almost 60 years. But the story on that amp, make it short, one owner. The owner passed away apparently. It got sold, I guess, by his family to a local music store. And a friend of mine bought it. And I managed to get it from that guy a year later, if it was even a year. We made a trade deal, and so I ended up with two 1967s. This is the Deluxe Reverb Amp. I'll play around, distortion off, distortion on. I got a Vemu Rem Shanks ODS1, Blue Note, RC booster, and a Strymon Brigadier. So as I'm clicking on and off, I'll put on the screen what I'm doing. So let's get some playing done. Stop the talking. I want to hear what this thing sounds like today too. Okay. RC booster is left on. I just turned the RC booster on with the Blue Note by J Rocket Pedals. So this is just the RC booster. Turn the Brigadier on for some delay. it on a short or a medium. So that's the Deluxe Reverb. Sorry for the sloppy playing today. You ever have those days where your fingers just don't cooperate? I think today is one of those days. But yeah, 1967 Blackface Fender Deluxe Reverb Amp. And like I say, it's almost in like museum showcase shape. Very lucky to have got this one. And I'm gonna have it for another 10-20 years if I'm lucky enough. So I'm glad you stopped by to have a listen. And if you have one of these amps as well, 65, 66, 67, 68 they changed, but they went to the silver face. If you have one of these amps, drop a comment below and let me know what you think of it, what kind of shape yours is in, what it sounds like, what kind of speaker you got in it, what kind of tubes you got in it. I'm gonna drop some pictures along when I edit this video of the inside of the amp and the condition of what the amp is like inside, and you can have an all-around view of what the amp looks like. So thanks a lot again guys for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.